That screen right on, right now. There we are. See? I got a little dancing in the moonlight going on in the background. So, but we'll stop that in a minute.
How do I get the chat up? I seem to.
You have to go to browser source and go into Twitch and bring up the channel.
Oh no, I'm in there. Just the side chat.
Oh, you just want the side chat?
No, not just. But I forget how I did it last time. I just found it by accident last time, and
Oh, okay. I don't remember. I don't remember what you did.
well, no, because I mean I've got the screen up.
Mm-hmm.
I got. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, I actually had to click watch now.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you got to watch live.
Oh. Well, I could see it live, so I didn't realize.
Yeah, sometimes having the screen up before somebody actually starts doesn't go into the actual live. It just sits there on the outskirt for some reason. So can you read the ad today?
I did, yeah. I was just.
That is a scuffed ad. That is one of the. Okay, we had this discussion at one point that about special sauce, right, and how it alludes to something different, and
Okay.
so I called it mayonnaise instead of mayonnaise, and everybody hated it. That's why I loved it. So, yeah, Bart's original, all natural, special sauce, mayonnaise. I did
All
that
natural.
one, all natural. That special sauce wasn't in there in the first draft that I did of it, so that is the only thing I added. That's exactly how it came out when I typed it into AI. Oh yeah, I was very descriptive, very focused, and it came out exactly like that. And I said, make a character image bald with glasses and a goatee, very, very happy. And that's what we came up with.
Well, there you go. First go around.
Pretty good for the first go, yeah. And
really good. Yep.
and everybody hates it, so I love it.
No.
How was your week?
That.
Yeah,
It was okay.
That's good.
No, I'm still fighting this stupid cold, and I got better. I thought I was getting better for a couple days, and then yesterday a little bit, and then today I don't know, just feel blah. I guess is about the best way to say it.
I found them hanging on a lot longer. Like they tend to just last, right? I don't know if that's our age or if there's some sort of external factor. Maybe it's a hardier bug. Who knows?
I think it's both, or all three, or what.
Everything in
Kind of
both,
I know everything you've just said there, to be honest, and
Yeah.
And what to say that what you call it there, like the vaccines we take. Who knows what that does to us? In all honesty,
Yeah.
I mean, not that we need to have a discussion on that, but I mean, I guess the truth of it is, there's people that are against it and people are for it, right?
Well, it's
And-
not just that. The problem comes where being forced to do something that you don't agree with to your body. That's where the problem comes down.
Right. Well, and that's probably more so the people on the side that are against it. That's probably their mindset, right?
Yeah. Well, and the people that are for it are like, you have to do this. And like, oh, wait a minute. Why do I have to? So, anyways, that is a big, big discussion. I want to show you something cool. I've been
But
cooking
that's okay to touch on it and use it as examples, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've been cooking for how long now? Like since I was a teenager, even before I was a real teen, I started cooking. You know what I tried the other day? There was this viral thing about poking the bottom of your eggs. And I was always of the impression that if you poke the bottom of your egg, your egg is gonna, just go all over the water when you boil it. It does not. If you poke the bottom, the flat part. So I actually bought an egg poker. I tried it with a thumbtack thumbtack to begin with, and I tried it just with a few eggs that I wanted on my salad, right? So I said, I'm gonna try it. What the hell? If they end up scrambled in the water, I'll still use them because they're going in a salad. So I tried it. And, oh my God, they're so much easier to peel, and they're so much, just so much easier at the end. Like the egg peel comes off clean. It's so nice. So I actually bought a little poker that you set your egg on, because I didn't have anything, and I didn't care for using the thing, and it just, you set your egg on it and you go boop, and there it's got a little pin right there, pokes a hole in the air pocket in the bottom of the egg, and that's why you have to use the big flat end of the egg, because there's an air pocket there. And I knew that, but I still thought it was going to burst the membrane somehow. But I did it. It worked great. I can't. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. So
I actually, because I've been watching online too, because I always have trouble with my eggs, or peeling them anyways. But I think I know why. Because I always use a little bit of salt to boil the water faster, right?
right.
But it makes the eggshells harder to peel. So
Oh, okay. I did. I put salt in the eggs too, but popping that egg at the bottom really did a number. All I did was a little bit of this, and the peel just came right off.
well, I would say stop using the egg or the
salt?
as well.
Yeah, probably could go without it anyways. But I just,
Well, I don't think it really adds anything to it. I just did it honestly because I thought it would boil faster. But what I do now is I put a little bit of vinegar in the water.
well, that congeals it. Yeah, if it does actually split. But having that poke at the bottom stops it from splitting too.
Oh no, I just meant like I find using a little bit of vinegar just allows me to peel them easier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I had salt in and nothing else, and these just worked like a charm. I highly recommend trying poking the bottom.
Well, it sounds like you should be able to make some kind of sponsorship out of that.
To poke in the bottom. That could be interesting.
Well, yeah. I mean, you might have to clean it up a little bit.
No. I'm going the opposite way. It's going to get bad. Like, I mean, look at Bart's mayonnaise.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I actually had a couple things I wanted to touch on this week.
Perfect.
Where was the first one? I think I have it in a...
I got to start writing them down as I think of them because, of course, I forget to write them down and then.
Yeah, I know that feel.
Because I know there was a lot of things I had this week, but I didn't, like I say, didn't write it down.
So it's gone. And honestly, that's why I would use my my phone for the notepad on the phone.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. I should do.
There it is, right there. Podcast. That's not the right one. There we go. Okay. Not vids, topics.
But in fairness, too, though, after because last Monday was my last day of work, right? So I
Oh.
haven't been back to work yet. I go back to work tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'll be out and about for 3 days in a row. So I'll hear lots of stuff, and I'll make sure I write it down, and I'll be well armed for next week.
You'll get all the skinny. Well, I had two things in particular, and they unfortunately they are political.
Oh, well, that's okay. I have a sort of a political question, but not a. This is just a what have you heard kind of thing. But because yours are written down, and I don't want to forget this one.
Yeah, no, hit it. You go first.
So, I mean, I try not to follow too much of it on Facebook or anything because who knows what's true and what isn't. But did Polyev say something that's got Carney all worked up? And because something about that they wanted to charge him with something.
I didn't see that. I have not seen that.
Oh, okay, then that's got to be something that's just trumped up then.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that's going to be like that. There's a lot of hate just because he doesn't stand for exactly what liberals like, right? But one of the things I saw was, and we were talking about this, the detriment or the problem with AI, how it can be used to infiltrate society. So I saw on Facebook, William Shatner was heard from his granddaughter that he was supposed to have cancer. Like, it scared her. It got back to William Shatner's granddaughter that he was sick and dying with brain cancer through social media. It got back to her, and that's just wrong. Like, and people are using it for clickbait scams to get people to click and go to links, and they're making money off of this, right? So, but that's the problem with AI, because you can be fooled so easily. And, you know, William Shatner actually had to come out, and he's trying to get the Facebook page shut down, and he's trying to get all this stuff done because he's fine, right? He's healthy, fit as a fiddle, he said. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the detriment. And that's what we were talking about with the grandparent scam too, where they'll get a kid's voice and send it to the grandparent to get money from them. Yeah, so I was blown away that it got so big that this famous actor's granddaughter heard about it on social media before anything, and it was still fake.
Well, you know what? So based on that, my quick opinion on that, or one thought on that is, as you were saying that, I was thinking, oh, okay, so you know what? Parents have to start teaching their kids a little differently. Like in regards to all this stuff on social media, it's like, okay, listen, you have to now start thinking that anything you read is false.
Bingo.
You need to verify it.
And honestly, that's what we were teaching Lynn and Bobby. They were here over the weekend, right, for Easter and stuff, because Gingy had to work. So, and we're telling them, I mean, there's just things you can't believe. You have to question everything. That's just the safe way and the scientific way to do things, is you question everything, right? And that's a very valid point. You know, we have to teach it's going to be a learning experience for the parent, like his grandchildren's parents and stuff. But I mean, it's a learning experience for all of us. Like, we all can learn from that mistake. And you're right. We should be, we do need to be. That brings us into, I think we touched on it or not, or maybe we didn't, how there's a number of parents that want kids banned from social media.
Oh, actually, yes, you talked about that, and I was gonna write it down, because then I heard something on the news about it, and I thought, oh, I can talk a little more about that, because now I've heard something, and yeah, it was on the news, like on the radio.
Yeah, because there's actually the government the provincial government wants to know what parents think about it. Well, I'm dead set against it, because it's not it should never be the government's job to parent your children.
Well, and that they actually had a person on the radio talking about this, like I wouldn't say professional, an expert on it, or, you know, someone that's just in the field, right?
Right.
And he outright asked her, like, you know, if she was on board with this, and she was kind of like, well, like, she wasn't 100%, like no, like, she said, you know, there's things we have to do, kind of like we're talking about, right? Like, you know, and she said, and she outright said it, like, some of it falls on the parents.
Well, it's parents negligent. When parents are negligent, I mean, okay, Lynn has Facebook Messenger, but she's not on Facebook. She has Messenger for Kids, and she has certain games that she plays. Okay, So she can contact us if she needs. There's trusted people on her messenger. But Stacy has it so that after a certain time she has no access, so she can't go to bed and just be trying to do all sorts of things, because that's when her downtime is, and the phone basically shuts everything off. So that's parenting. That's understanding your kids are probably going to try to get away with something and trying to avoid it if you can, right? And she has that on her phone for when she's here, when she's at home, all the time. It doesn't matter where she is. That's the rule. And we abide by that rule too. So, I mean, that's no problem. If you want me to do something about it, I'll do something about it. But she's taken the steps necessary to protect her child.
Right. And I mean, I do understand people's arguments that it's, when both parents are working, it's hard. And yeah, you know what? Yeah, it is hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Like I'm sorry, there's no candy coating it, right? Like, yeah, it is hard.
It's plain. Another thing that if Lynn gets attitude, Lynn gets into too much trouble, she just takes the phone away. Well, until they're 18, you can do that. You have the right. You are the parent. Give consequences for their actions. Then they know not to do those actions. That's where we're failing as society when we, and we're going to go right into the judges. No, the judges are all upset that people are criticizing them. How else are we, especially in Canada, we don't vote for our judges. How are we supposed to get our feelings across if we can't criticize them when they do something stupid like let repeat offenders out repeatedly? Okay, that's just, yep. It is what it is. Like, suck it up, put on your big boy underwear, and let's go. Do something right.
And I mean, and the thing is, I mean, it would. I believe that it would help if our law system had a little more teeth to it, right?
Oh, our legal system is a joke. Joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and that's the problem. I mean, when we had.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's the game we have to play because we have to live within it, right? I mean.
Well, we do, but the criminals don't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You see, we have to live within it. We choose to live within it. As a society, we make a kind of an unwritten contract, right? That we're going to live within the rules of society for society to function. Well, those that live outside the rules of society are causing society not to function. If you remove those that live outside the laws of the contract that society has formed for cohesion, you have cohesion and less trouble. It just, in other words, send them to jail, and especially if it gets progressively bad, send them to jail progressively long, right? You have to make the punishment severe enough to prevent the crime. And stop with the bail, and stop with the early releases, and stop with this stuff, and start chain gangs again.
Well, two things I'll weigh in, and it's not that I disagree with you, but I mean, it's just something that has to be remembered, is that, okay, so we put them in jail, and we put them in jail for longer, so we also have to pay for that, right?
That's where chain gangs come into play, because if you can have them offsetting their cost by farming out labor,
right? Yes.
You see what I mean? And that's what I mean.
I didn't understand. What'd you call that?
Chain gang. It used to be a chain gang. They would go and they would dig ditches, and they would,
I didn't hear that. It sounded something different.
Yeah, they would get roads ready to be built and stuff like that. Remove rocks, and all of this work that, of course, now we have heavy machinery for. But there's definitely something they could be doing to offset their costs to society.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. No, I agree with that. I mean, I don't like. I guess for me, that's one of those things where I just don't understand why that's such a problem.
Well, we've gone to this place where we see the criminal as a victim. You know, and especially, and we talked about the Gladue sentencing structure, where
Oh yeah, okay.
where one certain segment of society gets off lighter because, well, they may have had it rougher like 200 years ago, even though they were alive. But it's one of those things where justice needs to be blind to race, creed, color, religion, and apply equally to everybody. And we need a set of laws. And again, I go back to this. I also saw, where was it? It was Tacitus, I think. I think I
I
saved
wouldn't,
it.
I wouldn't, I wouldn't say just laws. I would say just common courtesies would fall under that too.
Yeah. The more I saw this quote just today, the more corrupt the state, the more numerous the laws. And that becomes a problem because you're making laws all over the place for whatever, just to hide the fact that you're doing something. Like, let's look right now. For example, the Prime Minister of Canada says he wants to remove all non-criminal laws pertaining to certain companies. So he's choosing winners. He's choosing the laws he wants to be applied. He's saying, like, it's not that it really matters because we had the last prime minister who broke multiple laws, still running free. But it's just, you can't govern based on favoring others above. Everything has to be run equally. And if anything happens, that's the cause of it is going to be the unequal treatment of Canadians.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that kind of stuff's been going on forever. Just unfortunately, that's just the way our.
Look at BC right now. I don't know if you've heard about it.
What's that?
The Cowichan land takeover. They basically.
No.
The feds basically abdicated their right to Canadian land, and now these native bands are displacing people who have bought homes there. They want their land back, basically, and that is the problem when you start doing land acknowledgements in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I read a story or watched it on a show or something. I mean, I took it to be real, because when I'm going to talk about the states when they were fighting the natives, and they had given them some land up in, I don't know, was it like Idaho or something there? Like they had a spot there, and the point of my story is that they said, okay, that's it, that's yours. Let's stop fighting. We're never going to touch that.
yeah.
And then the country was in trouble financially, and they found out there was lots of gold there. So then they had to go back to the land.
Yeah.
I'm sure that didn't go over well.
Yeah, no, and that's inappropriate. I mean, that's the thing. You have people who bought this stuff in good faith, bought their homes in good faith on BC Canadian land, right? And now they're being almost told that they're going to get nothing for their home. That's an investment that you've put all your life savings into, and you get stuck with nothing.
Because the federal government signed it over. Is that what you were saying?
Well, they haven't done so yet, but it's getting close to exactly that.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the things that's scary. Like, I mean, and that's where governments are supposed to protect all people equally, right? But it just feels like some are more equal than others. So
I'm laughing at the terminology you use.
yeah. And it's one of those things where I shake my head at everything that's going on.
Yeah. Well, and like I say, like, so last time we talked, I haven't, like I said, like I haven't I haven't had to drive to work. So where I'm going with that is I haven't been listening to the radio, right?
Yep.
So, and I mean, like for a week at a time, I will just go oblivious to what's going on.
Which is kind of nice, right?
Well, it is. But I always say to Michelle, it's like, it's not that there's anything we can do about it, but we do need to be aware of it.
Well, yeah, because, if you're not aware, you don't know what's going to happen next to you, right?
Well, and I mean, hopefully there'll come a time where we're able to do something.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to, but you have to be aware and knowledgeable about what's going on for you to be able to help out, I guess.
Well, to even vote, like you said last week, you should know what's going on just so you know how to vote.
Oh, yes, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Because like you said, when you were young, you didn't vote because you didn't really know what was going on, right? You didn't know who stood for what. And that's what you really need to know. So, yeah.
And I firmly acknowledge it was my responsibility, and I should have been aware of what's going on.
And you did that. You said, but you pointed out the importance based on personal experience.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So, and I agree.
Well, and it boils down to, it's like I'm not in that statement. I'm not saying you need to vote. I mean, I think you need to vote, but only if it's an intelligent vote.
Yeah, if you've researched all the candidates, all the parties, and know what's going on, right? Yeah. If you've been paying attention,
I mean, at least understand the basics of what's going
on. Mm-hmm. So I got another one.
You should at least know what the parties are standing for, right?
Yeah, I got another one for you. So, NATO is now thinking that Canada, you know who NATO is, right? North American Trade Organization, is now thinking because Canada is not currently meeting the NATO, what did they call it's NATO obligation. Yeah. Yeah. They're thinking that Canada might need to go into a conscription service for the military. Which means, if you know what conscription is, that's forced military labor. That means once you turn a certain age, you're forced into the military.
Yeah, like in China, they do that in China, don't they? Or they didn't they?
Well, to be honest, even Israel does it too, but there's a different set of circumstances there that make it important, right?
Right.
But yes, China does, North Korea does, most communist countries do. And what happens there is it changes your society to conscript young men into service. It does both good and bad things because you're going to make men out of these men, not these soy latte frappuccino drinking people that walk around saying they're offended at everything, right? So military does make men out of people, but you also have the fear of conscription looming overhead for your kids, your grandkids, all of that stuff. And I mean, we're past the age of conscription. There's no way they would let us in. So it's not even that it affects us that it pisses me off. It's that it affects people who don't have it stops people from making the choice. If Canada has and believe it or not, they have a horrible recruitment rating right now for the military. Recruitment's gone downhill ever since the DEI woke people started moving up the ranks, start putting man ponds in bathroom and stuff like that. That real men don't want to deal with that shit. And it's real men they talk about toxic masculinity. It's the toxic masculinity that gets shit done when shit needs to be done, especially if it's nasty shit like war. They don't go there because they want to do it. They go there because they feel a pride and feel a sense of responsibility to their nation. That they don't, people don't feel that anymore. I don't feel that anymore.
Well, and it was always preached that it was for freedom, right?
Yeah, it's not anymore. Now it's because they've screwed it up so bad they need the people that they want to start forcing people into it. And I don't believe anybody should ever be forced to do something that they're not willing to do.
Well, and what you think about it, as far as, I mean, as far as boots on the ground go, like, when was the last time Canada had a war? I mean, our military is helping out someone else, right?
Always, yeah. And that's usually what we do. But NATO has the obligation, right? We have obligations to NATO and we're not meeting them. And NATO's saying, well, maybe you should think about this. And I'm going, that should never happen. We should never get to that point in a free society.
Well, I'm actually surprised that we get to be a part of some of the things that we do as a country, because we don't meet a lot of the
And
requirements.
to be fair, we've been left out a lot in the past 11 years. We've been left out a bunch of stuff. I mean,
Well, but like, I mean, I'm not that I'm really trying to defend the other people, but like, why? Like, what are we offering?
nothing. Our military is poorly equipped. We have outdated machinery. There were 30 military officers in the north that had such poor equipment that a number of them got frostbite because they were training outdoors in frigid minus 30 temperatures, right? And they didn't have the proper equipment to do it. It's like, how do you not take care of your military? How? That is the one thing that the government should be responsible for. Are you texting me?
Did I send it through text message?
No, that was
Message.
Messenger.
So here's the new thing that I built.
Oh, what is it? I gotta get to one of the.
I'm gonna just look at that one at the same time, and then.
Is that for your garbages?
No. That's only. Let me go back to. Maybe not the ones I sent you.
Hey, Vampiric.
So,
No, he's not texting and driving.
no, not at all. No. So the fourth picture there is my water pump.
Oh, okay. You have a well out there, don't you?
I do not.
What do you have for
That'll be out
water?
of the lake.
Okay.
Oh, we got city water.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. So this is for, okay, so it's a water pump that goes into this box. I should put it up on the screen here real quick. You're gonna disappear for a second. And I'll bring you over here.
Something wrong here.
There. You're
Somehow I
back.
got into my history. How do I get out of there?
Hey, Mist Wolf. Oh, you got eggs hatching. Ooh, she got lots of fishies. Your history, you should be able to, there should be an X on the top right-hand corner.
Yeah, there's not.
Oh, okay.
Somehow I got into the history.
Let's see if I can get Facebook. There it is. Look at that. I did it. First try. So this is what he
it
sent
opened
me.
up and, wow, that's really bad of me.
Oh, okay. So this is what he's talking about. This is what he just sent me in Messenger. So what is it for?
Actually, well, I'm just looking here. You guys were talking about chickens. What is that? Our chicks? What's all that about?
Oh, that's not chicks. She's got fish eggs. She's a fishophile, so she loves unique aquarium fish. So she has, what type of fish are they, Miss Wolf? But she has one of her fish, or she's got a bunch of eggs that are hatching. I think she said they had like 80 eggs, and it's crazy.
Oh, okay. I would. The only reason I went the other way is because we were talking about eggs earlier.
Oh, right. Albino Carodia. I hope I said that right. I don't know. But yeah, so there's
Yeah.
Corridora.
Um.
Corridora. Soy Dora? No, Corridora. 150 split. Ooh, that's a lot of eggs. And I believe these are a rare fish, so she's very excited about it.
The width of that my little shed there is only about a foot,
Okay.
and you can see in the middle there, there's that one little square piece there. Like
That's for the pump?
That's where the pump is going to sit on it because I'll mount it right on there.
Oh, so this is for your lawn care and stuff? There's the
Well,
pump.
it's only like the top part is only about 3 feet. Like
Okay.
at the tallest part, it's 3 feet, and on
Right.
the front of it is only 2 feet.
Okay.
It's just got an angle for the
Mhm.
rain and everything to fall off it. That's all.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
what are you going to be pumping with this?
Water
To where? For what?
just for the grass, the lawn.
Okay, yeah. So it is lawn care. Okay, that makes sense. Didn't your dad have that up at the lake at one point, mom and dad, where they pumped water for? Theirs was a well. Okay.
But same concept, yeah.
Yeah.
But his was bigger. Like his would have been would have been the equivalent for like a house for a big dog, right?
Right. Right. Okay. So how are you filtering?
Yeah.
Is there a special filter you have to get to put on the end so that to prevent the like say algae and stuff like that coming in?
I've got a couple. There's a foot valve, and then there's a check valve, and then screens, and
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't realize it'd be that complex, but I wasn't sure exactly how you do it.
yeah. Well, that's how you do her.
There we go.
Yeah, like on the one on the side of it is the intake from the lake, and on the top of the pump is where the garden hose goes out.
Oh, okay, so it's going to be directly pumped from the lake.
Right.
Oh, there's the pump. Okay. So are you going to have like a switch on the outside where you can turn it off and on, or do you have to go in every time you want to turn it off and on?
Well, I have. I'm not 100% sure. Well, I'm gonna you can see there, I'm gonna have hinges. I haven't put them on yet because
Yeah,
I placed them.
I could kind of tell with the way it's offset here, but
Yeah. So that it'll just be a door. Yeah, and I'll have to just open and close that to turn the water on and off.
okay. And you made it up
Over time, might I do something a little more fancy? Maybe, but
yeah.
probably not. I mean, I'll just open the door, turn the water off.
There we go.
You have to go outside to turn the water on and off anyways, right? So
True enough. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I'm fine with that.
No, that's cool. I was just thinking, could have even made a little panel that you could lift up on the top and had a switch underneath it so it stayed out of the rain. Lots of ideas.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I say, when I got the hinges on there and the door's closed, no water will get in there anyways.
Yeah.
Oops, I'll send it to.
Yeah. So
So last week after we talked, I went and just sending you a picture. I made banana bread and banana mini muffins.
oh, nice. Ooh, yummy. There. Nope, I messed her face. There we go. There you go. Now you can see it on screen. I'll show you my project for what I started this week.
And those ones were just plain, just banana with chocolate chips in them. So
Banana with chocolate chips.
that's all there is to it. Yeah.
Got to chat with Drew a bit this weekend. He was out at Gingy's for Easter.
Oh, well, that was nice.
Yeah, it was nice that we were all together. So this, on my very cluttered bench, is a chair seat that I'm going to be upholstering. Because you can see the front here. It's all worn through. This pleather has worn through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it was just flaking off, and all this mess on the floor all the time. So I said, "This is nonsense. I gotta figure out how to do it." So we went and bought some material, and I think I might have showed you that one week. Let's go to camera here. Might have it available, might not. Oh no, I don't think I do. What do we got here? Oh, that's. Did I show you how many boxes I moved out of the house?
Nope.
No.
So you're going to redo that seat, is what you're saying?
Well, I'm going to cover it. What I have is I have spray adhesive, and I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to tack it on the back. I'm not going to remove the pleather, but I'm going to attach the fabric to the pleather.
Oh, okay.
And then behind it has an inch, at least a half-inch thick base, so it's really sturdy. That's why we don't want to get rid of it. And I've got my pneumatic stapler where I can just use my air compressor and go bloop, 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 put staples in. That. Look at all those boxes. I had the kids over.
Is that upstairs?
That's the kitchen, yeah. Oh, I do have it.
Oh, I see. Okay, I had to make the screen bigger so I could see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the kitchen, and those are all the boxes we pulled out of downstairs to get rid of. There's just, and
Well, that's good.
most of it I hung on to just because, and there's the seat with the seat still attached. So it's actually a really easy recovering because there's 4 bolts that hold the seat on itself. I can just,
okay.
once I spray the adhesive, I can stick the fabric to it and then just pull it taut and staple it around the back. So it's a really easy recovering, but this is going to be the color which kind of matches the blues that we have already with the send you the couch. Let's send you a couch picture too then. There we go. Which kind of matches the couch a little bit. Like there's the couch.
Oh, yes, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then that's the fabric we picked out before the couch even arrived. We picked that fabric out.
Oh, cool.
That was pretty close. So yeah, so that's my project that I'm working on.
Cool.
Yeah. Aside from, when we had the kids here and got rid of all those boxes, that felt so good. Oh my gosh, so good.
And they're gone now?
And they're gone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was
Yeah, we-
just the remnant, like that was
Yeah.
the evidence.
The evidence that was what it was before. There, I sent you another one of the back of the truck. We had it loaded. Like, we had to break down boxes, put them inside boxes, so we could put all the boxes in underneath the tonneau. And that's everything, right to the back. And he'd already been pulling out already, so.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it felt good.
When you do some cleanup, it does feel good.
Oh, I was sore. I was sore as hell after the fact, but it
Of course.
it also cleaned up a lot of the living area down there, and now we can get some more books put away and deal with this. I keep saying that we have a pillow problem downstairs because all of a sudden there's pillows everywhere, and and they seem to be multiplying. Like, we got so many pillows. So we got a bunch of pillows to get rid of or figure out what we're going to do with. And yeah, that'll clean it up even further. I still have, there's certain boxes I just don't want to get rid of because the computer I got before this one, the one I built, still has parts for the case and boxes for all the components in it.
Oh yes.
So I can't get rid of that until I figure out what I'm going to do with this case and all the components, right? Because I need to figure out how to get that computer to either work or replace, right? And then that's going to be my downstairs Tinkercad computer, so that I can send stuff to my 3D printers right from downstairs.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's not really a priority.
No, it's not a priority. I still send it from up here all the time. It's just then I don't have to run up and down and up and down. If one of the biggest problems about being upstairs and having the printers downstairs is if there's a test strip that goes right along the bottom and does a little L shape on the PS2. If that doesn't stick, then it can get caught in the actual print. So I have to run downstairs, stop the print, run downstairs, make sure that this thing's out and that everything's going to stick properly. So it's a bit of work, but it's good exercise though. And as long as my foot feels up to it.
Yeah. You can get your steps in.
I do get my steps in some days, yeah. There's some days I go up and down every hour or so. Because if I'm doing an hour long print, I'm not gonna let it sit there for all day while if I've got a longer print running over there, I'm just gonna keep reprinting. What I usually do is I'll do a long print and I'll do multiple smaller prints that usually are associated with it. So, and that's the joys of having two printers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got two printers. Okay. Got
Yeah. Yeah. Have you not seen? I thought I showed you my setup, didn't I?
it. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I just forgot you had.
Yeah, I got the big H2D and little P1S. Now the P1S has been a workhorse. It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was your first, right?
That was my first one, yeah. And it has been
Right.
like, what am I working on now? Bring up Office here, Libre here. Just to see what number of prints I'm working on. Recent documents, not the budget. We're gonna do completed project list. There we go. So I'm at 378 prints.
That's
And-
the first one, right?
No, that's on both of them now. But
Oh.
I've had them for, I guess we're coming up on a year now. March, April, yeah. We're about a year in. And the other one I only got 6 months ago or so. So that's more than a print a day kind of thing.
That's a lot of. Well, it sounds like a lot of painting to me, but I also don't.
It is. There's a lot of little things. Like, I mean, you can see back here or there. Like I've done some models just to test how the font. Like a lot of these models, the bunny especially, which there's the ghost girl, the ghost and the bunny. I just wanted to see the quality of the layers to see how, because it goes down in layers, right? Like the base is here, and then it prints a layer, and then it goes on top and prints another layer on top. And I just wanted to see how even it looked when it came out. And it does a pretty good job. Like, it's very nice.
And so, is it a little warm that it sticks together, or like you say, it prints on layers? How does that?
220 degrees. It melts the plastic and puts it one on top of the other. The internal chamber is cooled to set the original stuff, and the nozzle itself is 220 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah, so it melts this fine filament, stuff, and I think you might be able to see the layers on this one, maybe. Like, it was printed upright like this. I can't tell if
I can't see it on the screen. I can't.
Yeah, I might have to take a picture of it, but you can kind of see the layer right here.
Okay.
And that was just, yeah, it was just an area that because it had a gap, I had to have a what's called a support in there, to make sure that gap stayed open. But yeah, no, this is pretty cool. This is
that does make sense. I mean,
yeah. I mean, let's face it.
Plastic weld. I mean, I think it sort of sounds like this the similar kind.
Essentially, yeah, plastic welds it. Yeah, you can actually, if you get parts that need to be welded together, now glue works great. Like super glue works great. There's actually a special type of plastic glue that you can get that is better. It chemically bonds them together where it kind of melts the plastic and they just become one, so they fuse together. But you can also use a 3D paint. Oh, there she is. I saw her pull up, but I didn't see her come in the house yet. There's also a 3D pen you can use, and you can put it along the outside. Some people actually use the flat end of a soldering iron, and they'll take a piece of the filament and just melt it along the outside, like just melt it along. So there's lots of ways to do it, but yeah, it's basically melted together. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the detail.
Yeah, so I mean, like repairing something would be fairly easy as long as it wasn't totally shattered.
Yeah, and I actually did that with the I call that right here, this little figurine, I call her Booty Dough, because she got a booty, and she's got antlers. Well, I had to make one for Melody too, because her name Mrs. Doe, right? But one of the antlers broke off. It fell and broke off. So I actually used the 3D. I bought a 3D pen as well, which takes the filament in a basically a pen and goes in the back, and does the exact same thing as the extruder, just with a little less precision. And I was able to fix it with that. Hi. Hello.
Well, you should have just cut both. Yeah, you should have cut both the antlers off. Then it could have just been a Mrs. Doe.
It could have been a Mrs. Booty then, but this is Booty Doe.
Yeah.
But because it goes with her Twitch name, right?
Right.
So yeah, so there's lots of stuff you can do with it. It's been a ton of fun. I mean, I made little bitty boxes to hold things that are just small and wandering around on my desk, right? because I got a bunch of these ones, which I'm hoping this one fits you. But I do have bigger ones for you sitting here. They fit me better. I noticed the same thing with the other ones. They only fit up to about here, and I couldn't get past the knuckle. These ones go right on. So
Yeah. I mean, trust me, it wasn't that big a deal. It just, it would just make it more comfortable, I think, is all.
absolutely, and 100% thought. Once you said it, I'd go, oh yeah, that would be nice. That would be really nice. So
I did write one thing down because I thought I'd heard this on the radio or read it. Something about Canada Post going to stop their door-to-door service.
I had heard the exact same thing, that they were starting to work towards it.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And not everybody has, so what they need to do that is they're going to need to have those big multi-boxes everywhere. And that's going to take forever to get those in place in the first place, because you've got to look at logistics, you got to look at
Well, they've been doing that for a while anyways. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like they haven't started already.
in newer areas they do it already. Yeah.
Essentially, they're just going to continue what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, not that it matters. Well, that's the problem. How do you have a corporation that actually you have to pay for and get subsidized by your government that's still losing money?
Well, there's only one, and that's anything that's affiliated with the government. Anybody else, what do they say? In about 5 years, they'd be out of business.
Yeah. Well, and
you'd run out of money, right?
exactly. That's where the business model, the proper business model should be applied to things like, let's say CBC and and Canada Post. I mean, Canada Post could make money, but they became so bloated and inefficient because of, well, let's spit it out there, unionization. Okay, they're bloated. They went on strike, on a rotating strike, demanding more money when the company's losing money. How do you do that? Any company would just fold.
Yeah.
But
All I have is yes.
so
Yeah.
but because
So
of
in other
that,
words, by making the statement going door to door or working towards eliminating that is probably, I'd be interested to read up on that. It's just more of what they're already doing because they've
Well-
been putting in those boxes anyways.
yeah, and it's a job killer. Honestly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and if that's what it takes to have the company make money rather than lose money all the time and take taxpayer money, it is what it is. I get maybe 2-3 pieces of mail a month that I actually need to get.
Any of the mail I get, I don't think I need to. It can all be electronic.
And that's what I'd want to move. I wanted to move to too. I've tried to move this one to the electronic, but they just don't want to do it for some reason. We've asked and asked and asked, but so yeah, no, I prefer my
You probably have that information. You can't just say no.
yeah. Well, it's a banking it's a bank statement, and we've both tried to go in and tell them to send it electronically, but it hasn't changed for some reason.
Oh, gee.
So
That makes no sense to me because that's a waste of money for them.
absolutely is. Say if you can do it digitally, that saves you postage. That saves you money on paper. It saves you all around. It saves you money.
Someone to fill the envelope.
Yeah. Oh, let's go back to there. So
But you think about it. Oh, excuse me.
that was a good one.
So getting back to that Canada Post thing, though, because you were talking about the union and the struggle there. But you think about it. Over time, by them taking their time and doing it the way they are, that just means as people retire, the job doesn't get replaced, right?
No, it's going to be more than that. As they start to as boxes become, because they're going to take whole routes out at a time, and they're probably looking at doing it en masse in the first place. So then your route is gone. That person, if there's nothing else for those people to go to, that's just it. You know, that's the way they thought government cuts were going to work, instead of all the layoffs that just happened recently, that they would just let them kind of age out. Right. But yeah, no, it's when you overspend and you keep spending, it's the money has to come somewhere. More aggressive than that, you're figuring. I believe so. Yeah, I believe it's going to be quite aggressive.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go then. So well, then there'll be problems come. Wow, there was problems about that anyways, right?
Yeah. Well, and then the problem's going to become: can Canada Post remain competitive in a market that's saturated with things like Dragonfly in telecom, Dragonfly, FedEx, what's the other one? UPS and Purolator.
There's Purolator and Loomis and
yeah. So in a
and I mean, out in the smaller centers, we even have a couple smaller ones, but
in a market saturated with other deliveries that are that seem to be less expensive for the most part.
Yeah.
Will they actually be competitive enough to remain afloat? Because that's the next section that goes. If you can't compete, you can't continue, you know.
Well, unless someone's propping you up.
And that's the problem, right? And that's an unfair advantage in itself for Canada Post, because Canada Post, the only differentiating criteria that Canada Post had from another service is mail delivery, and specifically home mail delivery.
Right.
Yeah, all the other parcels, anybody else could do it, and they've shown that.
Well, I used to get my my injection for my arthritis out of Saskatoon, and they would always send it on Purolator.
Yeah.
Last time they sent it, they asked if they could send it on this other courier.
Oh, okay.
I said, sure, whatever. And it just, so they must be getting a better deal.
That's exactly it, right? One company is going to come in with a better deal, and that's how customers save money. That's how consumers get a break, is when someone who comes in does it better for less.
Yeah.
And it's not does it the same or
better.
Even the same, yeah, but for less. But if you can do it for better for less, you're going to steal customers. Plain and simple.
Oh, absolutely you are.
Yeah. And that should be the model for any business.
Otherwise, they'll be in trouble.
Yeah, that should be the model for any business. Do it better for less.
Well, and if you think about it too, like these new places that are coming in, and I mean, I understand what their argument would be, but so these smaller businesses are coming in, and they don't have to pay their staff as much either.
Bingo. I was just going to touch on that next one, and that's okay. Yeah, that's where I was thinking about that as we're going, because now you got businesses that are using basically slave labor or the temporary foreign workers program to bring in labor that costs them, that is being, again, propped up by the government.
Yeah.
So how can the government keep propping up everything? And why don't they just get out of things and let the companies do their business? Let's look at Tim Hortons for one. Let's be honest, Tim Hortons isn't Canadian anymore. It's run and owned by a Brazilian company.
Yeah.
So, and they started going downhill once they changed their coffee supplier. Once they changed from the coffee they were known for to a cheaper brand, right? And then, of course, they go downhill even further. They start farming out where their donuts are made. Then they have, it's because they're not locally made anymore then.
Right.
So, there's a whole host of things that have gone downhill with Tim Hortons. So much so as I don't even go step my foot in the door anymore. I don't do a drive-through. I don't do nothing. Tim Hortons is nothing to me. They mean nothing to me.
Well, the only reason I go there is because Michelle likes their tea. Otherwise, I wouldn't, because I just don't understand. And I mean, I understand. Okay, it's the way of the world. I guess I do understand, but it shouldn't take me 15, 20 minutes to get a cup of coffee.
But that's the problem, right? The problem is there's such high demand that they're not going to go under, and they're not going to increase services, and they're not going to get better, and they're not going to get people who actually understand what you're saying to them over the microphones unless people stop going.
Right. Well, but the thing of it is, like, you look at their menu items, they're not like you can have them ready to go like a burger place does, as
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah, you can't have
So a lot
bulk.
of their stuff has to be heated up when you order it.
Yeah,
And that's every order that, like, especially breakfast time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, every order that goes through there. I mean, you're waiting and waiting. It's like, I just want a cup of coffee.
yeah, and when it was coffee and donuts, no problem. You coffee, donuts, even a bagel didn't take that much. A toasted bagel. But now you've got all these extensive things because they're trying to get in on the market, the cafe market, basically. Eat here. I wouldn't eat it. Yeah, we're going to feed you now. Well, I got lots of places that I would rather eat than here. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'll go to a mom and pop restaurant where I'm going to get a good meal before I'd stop there. Probably a good cup of coffee too.
I mean, I hear you. But a lot of it is like, that's just part of what society's become. They don't mind that wait.
Well, not only that, they think they're not waiting as long, even though they're sitting in a line for as long as it might take to. People don't stop and enjoy their food anymore. They don't stop and take the time and go into a restaurant and stuff like that. They just want it on the fly because everybody feels like they're so busy.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a whole nother topic, to be honest with you, because
It is.
Yeah, we do. We're busy. We're busy.
Yeah.
And like, I've gotten away from some of it. I'm starting to get better. Like, I've gone back to reading. Like, I'm reading now, so that's good.
That's good. Yeah. Oh, reading is always good.
Yeah. So, and sometimes during the day, I just want to give my eyes a rest, or just my thought process a rest. I'll go lay on the bed and read a little bit. Sometimes I catch a little nap, and
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
but that's that getting old thing too. That plays a part.
Oh yeah. Well, we're allowed. We are getting old, so we're allowed to have
Oh, yes,
old
we are.
things.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you.
I did make something. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I don't know if I
Oh,
told
yeah.
you about this one time in Moose Jaw when we're coming back from a camping trip and we stopped to see Stacy and the kids at McDonald's, and I wanted a coffee, so I went up and I got a coffee because I like McDonald's coffee because they have the Tim Hortons product that Tim Horton got rid of.
Yeah, I like McDonald's.
Yeah, they have good coffee. So I went and got a coffee and he charged me for it, and I'm going, what? I look at it, seniors discount. Wait a minute. I don't know if I should feel offended or just be grateful for the discount. I didn't know how to feel about that.
Sometimes I forget to ask about that. I got no problem taking advantage of the senior.
Well, you don't even have gray hair yet. Your hair's still, you've got a little in your beard, but you could pass like I'm full on white here.
Yeah.
And I'm going,
Oh, well, I do look younger if I shave.
yeah. But even your hair is still not white, right? You've still got that same color you've had. But it's one of those things where I didn't know whether I should feel offended that he just gave me the discount or happy to take the discount. So I just took the discount and ran.
Absolutely.
'Cause I don't know
all
what-
the deals.
I don't know what the cutoff is for them. Like I don't know if it's 55 or 60 anymore because
Every place is a little different.
yeah. So I didn't know if I was going to
And
give
you know,
myself up.
you go to a restaurant, ask for the senior discount, man.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to start. Gonna have to find out what.
5%, whatever it is. I mean, take it, man. It's
Yeah,
a couple extra bucks in your pocket, right?
yeah, exactly. I just it was one of those things where it just kind of struck me as like I don't know if I should feel like offended that he thinks I'm a senior or just be happy for the discount. So I chose the latter. But I was still very torn about it. Even as I sat down and started talking to them, I'm going, I don't know how to feel about this because it was the first time it had happened, right? So
Right. I do try to remember, but to be honest, I forget sometimes too. And it's like, whatever.
yeah.
I know
So
if I remember, I'll take it.
well, now that we're here, yeah, I think I would too. I think I would too. But I don't.
There was
I don't even.
a young lady asked me at Shoppers because I was in there on Tuesday, not this Tuesday, but a Tuesday. I think it's the first Tuesday of every month or something because it's Seniors Day and you get an extra discount.
Oh, there we go. Gotta go Tuesdays.
So she asked me, I'm like, heck yeah, I am. Give me that
Heck
discount.
yeah. Well, what's the cutoff here? It doesn't matter. I am anyways.
Yeah. And I forget what day it is, but I think it's a day at the start of the month, like a Tuesday or a Thursday or.
Just like Co-op used to have, eh? Hey, Shell.
Well, and didn't Extra Foods used to have that too?
Yeah, I think so. That's right.
Theirs might have been the Tuesday, maybe.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know what? For all I know, I don't really shop there very much, so it might still be for all I know.
Yeah, neither do I. So. But yeah, no, that's crazy. It was one of those things, though, and you were going to say something right before I got into that story, but so I cut you off. So
Oh, that's fine. No big
hopefully,
deal.
hopefully you remember what it is.
Oh, I wrote it down.
Oh, good.
It was one of those things, and I mean this pops up a lot. Is why is it human nature generally that we react rather than act?
That's a great question.
I thought it was a fantastic question, actually.
Because, and I can't even answer it.
You know, I've actually talked about this a little bit before, but
Yeah, it's one of those things where oftentimes you don't need to react because you don't understand what a situation is going to lead to, right? You don't understand how things are going to play out, so you have to be able to react. But at the same
Right.
time, we should be able to foreshadow or forecast some things that are going to happen and act based on that.
and I guess that, yeah, I mean, I'm glad you did put it that way because that is sort of where I was getting at is, I mean, some things just happen and you react to them.
Yep.
But I mean, I guess that falls more into the category of like, why do we just not plan?
Well, but because, and there's a great saying, and I love this because men plan and God laughs at men's plans because you don't know what's going to happen, right? It's one of those things that something you could get hit by a bus tomorrow. You could walk outside your house and get hit by a bus. You don't know. It could fall from the sky. It could hit you. You don't know. So, and that's where we have to be able to react, but we should still, in all sense of the manner, take it upon ourselves to try and use other people and we've talked about this before. We're using other people as an example rather than making the mistakes yourself, right?
Right.
So, and that's about all the planning you can do is learn from examples, learn from mistakes, and try not to do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, most of our lives are purely reactional.
Well, I was meaning it along the lines of like of places I've worked too, right? It's like, well, you know what? We don't have time to do this right. The right. Let's just get this done. We'll go back and fix it later. Well, how is it that we don't have time, or why is it that we have time to fix things but not time to do it right?
Yeah. And why do we have why do we have time to do it twice?
Circumstances to that too.
Yeah.
But
And why do we have time to do it twice rather than once?
right, like what's our rush?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you just fix it and be done?
Yeah, fix it right. Well, I've started doing that around the house now too. Like when I go to do something, it'll be like I'll start and it'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna do this, and then I'll step back and I go, what am I doing? No, take the time, right? Like
Yeah. Exactly.
like we got a cover over our a pit here just to collect water, right? And I should have thought about it when we first moved in. It's just a piece of metal on top. Well, metal and water, it rusts, right?
Yes, I do.
So I was just doing some cleaning up and I moved the mat back. And sure enough, I'm looking at this and it's like, okay, this is about the third time I've said I should fix this, right? So it's like, okay, I'm gonna fix this now. So I'm gonna clean this up. Well, and because my grinder had sat for a little while, it was rusty. So I'm like, well, I could just slap this together and do this work and I'll just clean this up later, right? I said nope. I said, no, I'm going to clean up my grinder.
Yeah. Well,
It took me longer to get the job done, but now my grinder isn't rusty anymore. It's not all dirty and
exactly. And I've been putting off cleaning maintaining the my printers, but I haven't been printing anything on it because I won't do it until they're maintained, right? But I've put off maintaining it because I've been doing all this other stuff like getting rid of the boxes and there's been a lot of stuff putting together the bed, couch. So there's been a lot taking it out of me where I just needed, because I can't keep going and going because that's how I got in this place in the first place.
right.
But
Well,
so
it's just like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on and it just takes some time, right?
yeah, but I mean, before I print, I will do that. Like it's just because down the road, it's going to cost me less to do it right than to just keep printing and wait for something to fail.
Right, exactly.
So. She's yesing to do it right the first time. I always try, if I can, to do it right the first time.
I gotta go blow my nose. Just give me a second.
No problem.
I should have did that while you were talking because I can still hear you over here.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I should play some nose blowing music. I don't have any nose blowing music on hand, but I'll just keep babbling so you don't hear them. And now I have nothing to say. So, yeah, that works. Trying to look at what he's got behind him there. Is that a fireplace hanging on the wall? I think that's a fireplace.
Yes, it is.
Oh, there we go. That's what I thought it was. And up top there's your heater for the... Doing it right the first time. Yeah, I figured that's what you were yesing to, Mrs. Doe. I figured.
Oh,
Yeah. And it's one of the things that it's like, as we've gotten older and gotten more experienced, it's like going to the store and buying something cheap rather than buying something expensive, because you're going to get what you pay for. It's just like doing the job right the first time. You're going to get what you do out of it. So if you buy something expensive that's going to last, you're going to have something that lasts. If you get something cheap, you're going to have to replace it. It's doing the same thing twice and paying for it twice. It's just do it right the first time. Sorry, I can barely hear you.
Like, why buy something twice?
Yeah. Yeah, who has the money to buy something twice? I mean, yeah, sometimes it's more expensive. But and that's one of the reasons we went with for example, the printers that we went with. There were cheaper models, and that's what Drew did. Drew bought an Ender 3, okay? And he had nothing but problems. He was able to print maybe once or twice off of it, and he just couldn't get it to 0, which means the got to do it this way. The print head, which is the nozzle, he couldn't get it to sit flush and print right on top of the print bed. It would always be up just slightly, and then it would start to it would just spaghetti.
Oh,
Yeah, he couldn't get it to work. He actually got so frustrated with it, he sent it to a friend in Saskatoon. Mike, you might know Mike.
right.
I think you know Mike.
Yeah.
We went to lunch once with Mike, for sure. So he sent it to Mike, who's big into 3D printing, and he hasn't bothered with it since, right? So he was hoping that Mike could fix his problems. Well, I wanted something that I was not going to have to fight with, that was going to calibrate itself, that was going to work right out of the box. And the one that kept popping up when I put that in the search was the Bamboo Lab. I was scared when it got here. It sat here for 2 weeks before I even opened it and got it all set up and stuff. Simply because I'm thinking, oh, if this doesn't work, because his experience scared me. It literally
Right.
made me nervous to do it. I actually prevented myself from even thinking of buying one because of his experience.
Oh, you're happy you did now, though.
Oh, very happy. And it took Mrs. Doe literally convincing me, literally talking me into it one night. I say, now it was a warm night, and she was wearing a robe that was getting a little warm, so she had the robe off her shoulders so she could stay a little cooler. I literally tell the story that she seduced me into buying it. So yeah, so it was pretty funny, but yeah, I set it up. It took a couple hours to get it, because they package it really well. Like, it's all set up in one, ready to go. You just have to take a bunch of screws that are holding all the parts for moving around out of it. So it's really well done. The packaging was cool and interesting and a bit of work. But once I got it all done, all set up, I calibrated it, let it run through the calibrations, and the very first print I did worked like a charm.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that's what you want. That's what you expect, and it changed my perception. After having his experience, it changed my perception of what printing could be like.
Right. And you now had a good version to tell him, too.
Yeah, exactly. And I could relate my experience to him and say it's not all trouble and heartache, right? It can be a lot of fun. So I've printed him a bunch of stuff too, like for birthday. Did I show you what I got him, what I made him for his for Christmas?
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, let me do it again in case I haven't. We're gonna go to, where's my 3D printing? There we go, 3D prints. Just gonna find it. There it is, right there. And send. There we go. And I'm going to put it up on screen too here. So pop Facebook up. Oh, where's my Facebook at? Hello, Facebook. There you are. And go in here. Okay, that's actually a picture of the bottom because I put cork along the bottom of it too. Oh, away. But this is a watch stand. Now, Drew's gotten into watches.
I think you may have said that.
Yeah, so he's gotten into some watches, and he wants to do some upgrades to certain watches and so forth. And he's been really enjoying it. So what I did was I found a multi-watch stand where he has the one side over there for his day-to-day watch, and he can display the other watches, and has a little tray underneath it to hold nicks and knacks.
Cool.
I printed it out. It's a pressure fit. It's not even glued together. That's a pressure fit. That's how fine the tolerances can be on this thing. That it just pressure fits in both the crossbeam and the plate piece that holds it onto the plate are both pressure fit. And then I added the cork myself. I just bought cork off of Amazon. Like, you can get 1mm cork, and cut it to size and put it around it.
I think for some reason, I think we've talked about the cork, or maybe for some reason we've had a discussion about that.
I think we were talking about something else too.
It was something else. I think that may have been when we went out for supper, because I think Michelle might have been in the conversation.
Yeah, it was you were asking about it for a craft, and I said you could do it with cork or something like that.
That could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, for some reason, I think I remember Michelle being there too.
So I was seriously happy with how this turned out. And he was thrilled. Like, he loves it. He got it home and he put his watches on right away, and
Perfect.
but the tolerances and the product, it looks great.
You should get him to send you a picture with the watches on it.
Oh, I think he did. Did I save it?
Let me go. I got to go find out if I'm supposed to be making supper or not. Just give me a second.
Oh, sure, no problem. So I'm just gonna look here. I don't know how many messages back it was. Should have been in December, I guess. Go to December. Moving. Now, hopefully it kept those messages. I thought I had saved the pictures, but I might have to check Messenger too. It could be on Messenger. Okay, that's February. Goodness. There it is. So we're gonna save. Save. I did find the pictures.
We'll be doing supper, so I'll have to pop back and forth. It'll be in the oven, so I've just turned the oven on, so I'll just have to run it.
No problem. No problem. Where did it save it to?
What is on your menu tonight, or do you know?
I'm not entirely sure. Well, now. It's not in camera. Delete. Download? Not in download. Why wouldn't it be in download? Why? But you would think it would put it in download. Let's go back in here. Oh my goodness. Oh.
So I haven't really been watching the news much. Has there been anything new going on with that Guthrie disappearance, or
Guthrie? Um, I
that mum of the TV personality went missing in Arizona?
I hadn't even heard.
Oh,
I guess that. Okay, let's just share it.
that's simply, I guess I don't know.
Send that one. There, and I'll bring it up here because I just sent it to you. And that's what he's got on there right now. And I'm gonna share this one as well. There we go. So that's the one he has right now. Like the first one I sent you is the 3-piece. That has all of the watches he currently has, but he wants to, the one on the right there, he wants to buy another one of them and get a $200 kit to make it into a more substantial watch, like a more higher end watch, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems weird.
It's kind of neat. I think he more wants to do it for the project it is, because it's kind of a cool project.
Right.
But it is a good watch.
Well,
I actually,
that totally makes sense. I mean,
yeah,
that's totally understandable. I mean, people should do more of that. Like, well, I mean,
right.
Isn't that kind of? I mean, I used to think that's always what having a hobby was about.
Yeah, and that's kind of what his hobby is. He likes to do that. So that's the one that he wants to get a new one of and get this whole kit and put it together into this high-end watch, which will be really cool. But I think it would be, it's not what I use a watch for. I have the exact same watch, which is like a $35 or $39 watch. It's a Timex. The Timex is it live or is it Memorex? Yeah, it's a Casio. And you see I have the exact same watch because it's just a good watch. It's got a 10-year battery life. It's light. I bought because I have a trouble with straps, because sometimes my wrist, even my left wrist, will swell. But he goes to me, well, you know what you need then is you need this elastic band strap. And I'm going, an elastic band strap? So I got this watch. Let's take it back a little bit. And then I got the band on it, and the band it's an elastic. And it holds it solid.
Right.
But it's flexible enough that even it doesn't bother me when I open or close, or if I was to swell, it would expand with me.
Huh.
So it's super handy, easy to get on and off. And yeah. Now, since I was only going to have one watch, I made myself a watch stand that was just very simple and very elegant, I thought.
Yeah.
But I wanted, because he was going to have more than one watches, and I knew he was going to have more than one watches, I got him that one. Now, I also made him, like, because he's into watches, I also knew that he had, and we'll go move to the next one here. I knew he had a special pocket watch that his wife bought him with an inscription and everything like that. So it was more of a keepsake than a use around all the time, right? But I figured it's probably in a box somewhere, and I'm sure he'd like it out to display it. So I made that pocket watch stand for him too.
Yeah.
And the piece on the bottom is just a thin, flexible piece that I can take on and put off, and I can make different ones. if he wants something different or if he has an idea for one, I can actually change the pattern on it. I can change the colors. I can do whatever he wants, type thing.
Right.
So, and that's my hobby.
Yeah. Well, the 3D printing as a whole is your hobby, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Because I mean, if I didn't have to recover this chair, I probably wouldn't. I think it's going to be easy enough that I can do it because I have the pneumatic tools to help me.
Right.
So, yeah,
Yeah, that's probably not that bad a one.
no, no, and because it's like two pieces, the back and the seat are two different pieces. I don't have to try and wangle around a whole chair. I just have to work with the seat. So I'm okay with
It's
that.
funny how many of the overpasses were getting hit in Saskatoon, eh?
Oh my gosh. What is going on? Is it the flip-flop truckers? Or is it
I
just
don't know.
the skill level's gone down?
Well, I mean, I'm sure the skill level's down. I mean, I can't imagine that is that great of a job.
You would think, but you've got to take a test. You've got to pass your test. You've got to, you know, there's a whole I can't think of the word. There's a whole list of things that you have to do before you can even get behind the wheel of a truck like that.
Right.
And there's got to be some sort of, unless they were, like I said, now there's a little bit of a underground market for truck drivers, and an underground training for them that kind of gets them through faster without actually having to do anything major. And now that could be it, or I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but that's ridiculous. That shouldn't happen. I actually there was a meme that, hey Michelle, that came across Facebook. How are you? I saw him wave, so I knew you were there. There was a meme that came across Facebook on April 1st that said Saskatoon was going to take down all the overpasses so they didn't get hit again.
Yeah. Well, and of course they made fun of that on April Fools, right?
Yeah, that's when it was, right?
Oh.
And it was like,
Just give me 1 second here.
no problem. You know what? And just in case, I'm going to mute him to give him some privacy because his wife just got home. So, but yeah, no, it was funny. Oh, get back.
Funny, the first thing I read, I think that might have been the first thing that I read on Facebook that day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it kind of reminded me. I mean, because I did think about it in my head the night before,
Yeah.
but then, you know,
I was like,
quite the eye opener. I mean, it was a nice little reminder, so I didn't get caught on anything.
yeah, yeah. It was crazy. Oh, so, I also sent you this picture of the Fallout girl.
Oh, okay.
You remember her?
Oh, yes, yeah, yes.
And
okay.
why it was so funny?
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, Fallout season.
Is that a TV show or what?
Yeah, well, Fallout season 2 on Netflix. Season 2 just wrapped up, I believe. So yeah, it's based on the game Fallout by Bethesda Games, but it is a TV. It's now a second season of the TV show. But when they said United States annexed territory of Canada, I laughed so hard. Oh, I thought that was funny. I thought that's a good joke. I like it. I like it. Because I was one of those people who understood that Trump was trolling, not being too serious about it. And I said that right at the beginning, and you know what happened today? He basically backtracked on it. Oh, well, they've got 200 years of Canada and stuff. It's not going to happen in 3.5 years. So he backtracked on it, but we all knew he was just trolling. Well, anybody with a ounce of common sense knew he was just trolling about that annexation. Right. Governor Carney and Governor Trudeau. And I thought it was funny.
But he's not the first president to ever suggest it. I've read that.
Oh, really? I don't know who else has, because I'd never heard it before.
Yeah, look that up, because I don't think he's the first president to ever suggest that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. So, but yeah, I took it for what it was, because, and he's known to be a troll. You know, you got to know that if you know him, he trolls. And it's just one of those things that he does.
Well, I mean, you see a lot of that going on, even in, in sports, you see it.
Yeah, it's like, trash talking.
Well, trash talking, but when you talk about trolling too, I think it's funny how sometimes I think they put out information just to see what people's reaction are.
Absolutely. And why wouldn't you?
And I think they do that in sports too.
I put out information just to annoy people for stuff. Like my Bart's Original All Natural Mayonnaise. The special sauce you've been looking for. You know, I do stuff to troll people too, so I get it.
Yeah. Well, but he's just doing it at such a different.
Well, it's level, because of his authority, right? Because he has, and I think sometimes he forgets the position of authority he's in. That might make those jokes seem a little more, more like threats. But my God, people, you need to. You know, I was listening today. I actually. I wonder if I can play a video. I'm gonna go.
I gotta grab some.
Sure. Brave. Let's go. Let's go. Properties. Here. No, that's not what I want. I want Brave. Don't want that. Give me a minute here. I'll figure it out. I'm going to just separate that one, and maybe that'll work. I'm just trying to figure it out, and I hope you can hear it. When I play it, let's properties, Brave. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm going to just let's alt this in. No, not alt. Make it a little bigger. And let's see if we get sound. Yep, perfect. We got sound. Could you hear it?
No.
I'll turn it up a little bit. I'll put it up to 50. Let's see if...
I remember when you could tell a joke, even a really dumb one, and people would at least chuckle. Now, silence. Dead, judgmental silence. For example, a Zimbabwean comedian is being sued for $27 million by a South
I can't.
African.
I don't hear it, but
You can't hear it. How can I
well,
get
that's
you to
fine.
hear it? Well, you can read it at
Send it.
least. Yeah, I can send it to you, and you can read along with it. So a Zimbabwe comedian is getting sued by the composer of The Lion King, right?
Over a viral joke regarding The Lion King.
So at this point, he's singing the opening line.
All right. You said, do it again. Yeah, what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Look, there's a lion.
Look, there's a lion. Oh my God.
The comedian,
That's what the joke is.
and in his stand-up routine, said that the opening Zulu chant of The Lion King translates directly to, "Look, there's a lion. Oh my God." And it was so funny. Everyone knew it was a joke. It's like the whole world woke up one day and had its funny bones surgically
oh,
removed.
okay.
Sitcoms feel awkward.
Oh, so this
memes
guy
get
was just
reported, dad jokes are
saying
treated
like it's a
hate
joke,
speech.
man.
People watch
Well,
old
he
comedy
understood it was a
specials with
joke.
straight faces and say things
But
like,
this guy's just saying, did everybody forget that there's that just because you don't like comedy or it makes fun of something that you might like, doesn't mean it's not funny. So I posted to him, he posted this, and I posted to him, can you imagine Eddie Murphy or Mel Brooks these days? Oh my God, people will lose their shit. Look at Blazing Saddles. I mean, I'm like, for real people, comedy doesn't have to cater to your sensibilities. Comedy is there because somebody finds something funny. You might have not find it funny. That's okay.
well, and let's face it. I mean, comedy was meant to be like a show, like
Yeah.
like entertainment. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, comedy was meant to. Well, and here's the thing. Even Monty Python founder, John Cleese, he points out how comedy doesn't have to be what you want it to be. Comedy can be what it is. It's like people now say you can't say that just because they don't like what you're saying. Doesn't matter. You don't matter. Know your damn role. Comedy, if someone finds something comedic, you might not find it comedic. Walk away, scroll away, keep moving. It's not up to you to gatekeep what's funny.
well, that goes back to that telling people what's like who's it for anybody to say like you shouldn't be allowed to see this or that. You know what? I find that offensive. I don't think you should be allowed to watch that.
Or suing somebody for $27 million for a joke. Are you fucking real? Excuse my language, but
You can sue anybody for that, but it doesn't mean you're going to get it.
yeah, and hopefully you don't get some weirdo activist judge who says, oh, that was very bad, you should not do that. Dude, get the stick out of your butt. So that's just my, there is comedy, and comedy pushes the bounds of society. It pushes the boundaries of society, right? It's not made like there's mainstream comedy that's just, when it gets a hee hee or a ha ha, and then there's something outrageous, and maybe something a little off, or maybe something just a little, off color. That makes you laugh. Mel Gibson made me laugh hysterically at some of his stuff. And, Archie Bunker. And the Jeffersons, George Jefferson. The interplay that those two had with the racial tensions would be canceled today because people don't get that sometimes that's what life was back then. And, they didn't hate each other, but they were making
Well,
making fun of racism, and now you'd get canceled because they'd see it as racist rather than as a mockery thereof.
Well, that show never would have been picked up. Period.
Never.
That show
Never.
in this day and age. But I mean, that does. But back in the day, though, too, I don't even know if that's the right term, but you think about some of these shows, I mean, they were the first ones to do it, so they're bringing light to some of this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, I would think that the activists would want that. Like, you should want the information out there, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
mind you, I know, I get it though too. In a lot of cases, they want information out, but it's only if they are
If they control the information, yeah. If they control the information.
they want to control the information, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Where in a free society you have free speech. It doesn't mean that someone has to look out for what they say. If you're offended, that walk away. You don't have to gatekeep their speech. Unless it's specifically inciting violence or hatred, specifically inciting, not just mentioning or referring to or even making comments on how it used to be. There's a difference, and we should know the difference, and we should be logical enough to see the difference. But as soon as you say anything wrong, people are down your throat nowadays and canceling you. And we've had this discussion before, this discussion which could never air, right? So because there's just certain things that people can't handle. Because I think about it, I think about Blazing Saddles, and I think about the humor that went on there. And I'm going, I thought it was funny. I never considered feeling racist toward the black characters or the German characters or whatever. You know, it just didn't make sense that people will just go jump that far into a rabbit hole for comedy. I mean, Eddie Murphy would be canceled these days. He's still acting and stuff, but his live shows totally canceled. Yeah. They wanted to cancel John Cleese. He said no. It's just a ridiculous level of entitlement to tell somebody what they can say or how they can say it.
Yeah. Well, it's censorship, right?
Essentially, yeah. And the fact that
Or at least a form of it.
it is a form of, yes. But think about how entitled you have to be to force your belief on somebody else, to enforce your will on somebody else.
Yeah, I don't get that. I definitely do not understand that.
No.
See, but in a lot of, well, I don't know how it was for you necessarily, but like for me, I was ignorant to a lot of things. Like, and especially as a person like that is not racist, or it actually shouldn't even say that. It's like, if you're not a certain way and you're not exposed to it, you just don't even imagine it being a wrong kind of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. You when you've never had to deal with that situation, when you've never been exposed to that. I mean, and it's the perpetually offended out there that seem to find, even if it's not racist, they seem to find something racist about it. You know, that's the worst part. It's not even that it could be considered as racist. Something could be considered as racist. It's that the perpetually offended look to be offended. It's not even, it's like they have this moral superiority over everybody else that they've got to gatekeep and watch everybody's thoughts and words. And it's not even that you might say something wrong, but they'll find something wrong with what you say.
Yeah. Well, Michelle and I have had a few conversations about that too, where it's like, she'll be like, you know, what have we done wrong, or what have I done wrong, or whatever. I said, nothing. I said, sometimes people are just going to find fault in whatever you say.
Some
So,
people,
I mean,
they look for it.
they look and or look for it. So I go with it. When I understand people are like that, I say nothing. And it's like, well, what if they say, because you're not saying anything? Wow. Are you asking me a question now? Because if you ask me a question, I get to say stuff. Is the
Yeah,
way I
exactly.
understand it. And it's like, no, why would I say something? Because you're just going to turn it all around.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not true. Yeah, it is true. So take these words and go turn them around somehow.
Yeah, and you know, that's the thing. And I know I've mentioned this before, where you're responsible for what you say, not how people take it. But
Right.
you're not responsible if people take it the wrong way either. That's the thing. That's what you have to remember, is if you say something and someone deliberately takes it out of context or out of term, you're not responsible for that. That is on them to understand the true meaning and value. And if they're not willing to give you the time and effort to figure out what you're actually saying, then it's on them. It's not on you.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I agree 100%. And I try to take that approach.
Yeah.
And like I've told my daughter this too. I said, you know, you just have to watch what you say, and you have to be a good person and do the right things. Because after that, if you're doing that, then it's on them.
Yeah. Yep.
There's nothing more you can do than other than be a good person.
No.
And because you only are in charge of what you say. So you need to be careful what you say and how you say it. And I think she's getting better at that. So
Well, and you know, that's the interesting part, because I always used to be more conscientious of what I said and tried to be more pragmatic with how I said it. But I've come to a place where thank you. Hi. Say hi. Wave.
Hi. Wave.
Hi, wave. Bye.
Bye.
I used to try to be more pragmatic about what I said and watch how I said it. And, you know, but as I get older, I'm starting to get more, just get off my lawn. You know, shut up, you're stupid. You know, it's like I can't put up with the ridiculousness that's going on. You know, I try to explain it. I try to give it some sorts of sense of logic, but sometimes there is no logic that can be applied with how people act.
yeah, I've found different ways of little tidbits of ways of dealing with it, kind of thing. And if all else fails, I walk away because
Yeah, and honestly,
I
that's
don't
for
even. Sometimes I just don't even want to play the game because I'm just. Oh,
that's for your own mental health. You've got to do it, right? Sometimes you just gotta walk away and say, "I'm out of here. You do what you want."
Yeah. You do you.
Yeah, because if you don't, then it just affects you negatively,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's no place to be.
No.
I say, you know what? If you're gonna act stupid, if you're gonna do stupid things, do it on your own time, not on mine. Well, I'm out of here.
That works.
Barred out. You know. So I had a funny conversation with Bobby though while he was here over the weekend. So Bobby's sitting in here Saturday night, and I'm playing a game and talking to him and stuff like that. And he goes, "Pops," and he gets real serious all of a sudden. He goes, "Pops, is the Easter Bunny real?" I'm going, "Oh shit! Why do I have to answer this question?"
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Bobby, do you think the Easter Bunny's real? He goes, no. Plain and simple, like straight out, just flat, no. I said, and that's okay. Because, you know, I don't think the Easter Bunny is real either, but it's okay to have fun with it anyways. Because it's part of growing up, it's part of your childhood. You can still enjoy the Easter Bunny, even if you don't believe it's real. So, and he was okay with that, perfectly okay. But I had to tell Gingy then that I burst the bubble, because Pops don't lie. Pops don't fool around with shit. If they're going to ask me a question, and that's why I asked him, do you think, that was the first thing I said, do you think the Easter Bunny's real? And he plain out flat said no. There's no hesitation, no nothing. He said no.
But you didn't outright say.
I didn't kill the Easter.
You didn't. No, you didn't. You just said, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But
So
that didn't make it. That doesn't make it the end result.
so we went to bed, and I go to Melody. I said, I had to kill. If you're gonna make me kill the Easter Bunny, I'm gonna kill the Easter Bunny. I don't want to kill the Easter Bunny, but I'll do it. Damn it. So it was like, wow, you walked right into that situation. I didn't see it. It came out of the left field. We weren't talking anything about the Easter Bunny. I mean,
Well,
I was
how
doing
old
it. He's 6. He turned 6 this year. Or no, he turned 7 this year, so he's 6.5. But he's a
Yeah,
smart
I mean-
kid. So
Yeah.
it was quite the thing,
And
though.
I don't think there's anything necessarily, or I don't think there's an age
No,
where you say it depends on the kid, right?
yeah, well, that was exactly it, right? He came to me. I didn't go to him trying to murder the Easter Bunny. He came to me to kill it for him.
Right.
He's like, Pops, is this real? No, it's not. Done.
Well,
It wasn't that brutal, but I mean, it kind of felt brutal in my heart, because I'm like, I don't want to ruin this for him. I don't want to be the one to take that away from him.
yeah. I mean, no, I get that, but
But I'm also not going to lie to him.
You'll also be the person that he comes to when he's going to want to talk about stuff in the future, right?
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie to him. He knows that I'm not.
Right.
So
Right.
he knows I'm going to be straight up with him, and he knows what he sees is what he gets, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was quite the thing. He does think a lot. He talks a lot too. He talks a lot of nonsense a lot. But I think if he once he gets a little bit older, he's going to start to think about things and talk about things he's thinking about easier, which is cool, because I mean, I do that too. When I was working and cutting meat, it gets boring a lot of times when you're doing a repetitive job that you're fluent in. You have to start thinking, right? You got to start keeping your mind occupied. And you know, I come home one day in Wetaskiwin, as a matter of fact. I come home one day and I had a head cold and stuff like that, and I was sniffling a bit, and I thought it smelled funny, and I'm going, I wonder if snot smells. You know, how would you know if snot smells or not? And I asked Melody that, and I'm going, you know, you ever have a random thought where you know, like, I wonder if snot smells? Like, it's a nonsense thought, because it's not something people think of. But I was,
And honestly, why would you think of that?
I have no idea, but my mind was bored, because I was doing this job that I've done so long, you know, that I was doing it and nobody to talk to. And, you know, that's the problem. Set me alone with nobody to talk to, nothing to think about. Things are going to get weird.
Well, I mean, I do understand that, because, you know, like making loaf after loaf after loaf of bread is very monotonous too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So what weird thoughts like that have you had?
Well, I can't think of anything. No, that's weird. I find that weird. Sorry.
Jeez, it is weird. I thought it was weird too. I'm going, why did you go there, brain?
Weird. No, my brain's never done that. Sorry.
Oh, but it's one of those things. And then came home and told Melanie, she goes, what? What? Why?
Yeah, what?
Gee, thanks, Mrs. No. That's weird.
Well, that's hey, weird is weird. I do some weird things too, and I get it. They're weird, but if I'm not hurting anybody,
Exactly. Didn't hurt anybody, just had a random thought, right? It's just
you're
like
doing something. As long as you're not hurting anybody, it's all good, man.
just like today's stream brought to you by Bart's Original All Natural Mayonnaise, the special sauce you've been looking for. Like how that came into being too. It's one of those things where my brain just does weird stuff. It's been the subject of a few conversations.
I think I think it's some boredom for you, I'm sure.
Yeah. Plus, I think it's funny, right? If I think it's funny, I'm gonna tell somebody probably. So you get the benefits of my weird brain. But I mean, I do a lot of times I do stuff just to make her laugh too,
Right.
because I like to make her laugh.
Yep. No, I get it. I do that. I try that sometimes with Michelle, and it turns out I'm just being weird.
Well, at least she knows I'm weird, so she knows she knows oftentimes it's because I'm weird that I'm making a joke.
Yeah.
So at this point, there's become a thing where Misha will go, I don't know what I expected. Why did I expect anything different?
Right.
Yeah, you should know me by now. Are you new here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday, 37. 37 years
37.
Wednesday, 2 days away.
Michelle's birthday tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Michelle from us.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really do anything special for either of us. Like,
Yeah. We're at the
we kind
point.
of ask each other. Well, we ask each other, do you want to like I'll ask her tomorrow, do you want to go for supper or do you want me to cook it? I usually end up cooking it, and that's fine too. It doesn't, I mean, it's,
Yeah. To be fair, we'll go for something that we don't get very often, like sushi.
oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll go for a special meal. Like we'll have a special meal. Now, to be fair, Mrs. O streams Wednesday night, so it's going to be. We might actually have to put it off to like Friday. Speaking of Friday, the weather has been so nice. I actually get my tires changed over Friday to my summer tires. I'm very happy about that.
We're supposed to get dumped the snow on tonight,
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I've got the week to go, so I've got 4 days before I get it changed over. So it's got time to dump and then melt because we're supposed to hit like 11 degrees. When are we supposed to hit 11 degrees or 16 degrees or something like that? So
Oh, crazy.
let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. 12 degrees Friday, 17 Saturday. So I'm going, yeah, it's about time I can change the tires over. I was putting it off because they kept threatening snow too. But I might have to eat while we talk here because this looks good. It is a fajita bowl, I presume. And I think tomorrow I'll do those steaks up because that's the next one is the steak meal. So I'm just going to hide my camera for a minute.
Did you say 17 on Saturday?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
is that-
nuts, man.
yeah, I'm just gonna boot myself off the screen while I eat here before it gets cold.
You know what? You know what? Mine's gonna be ready right away, anyways.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you're
I
about
think I'm good for. Yeah, I think I'm good for tonight.
okay. Let's see if I can put myself back on there. There we go. Well, yeah, no, that works. Not as long as usual, but we did go through a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, and like I say, I'll be out and about, and I'm going to be listening to the radio, so I'll have a
Awesome.
lot of questions that will probably pop into my mind that are.
But you can't write them down when you're texting, when you're driving. You don't
No,
want to
but I think I can. I mean, it only takes me 10 minutes to drive to work. I think I can remember what
in
by
10
the
minutes.
time I get to work. Yeah.
You could take the lead and I'll just
can
eat.
handle
And you could take the lead. I'll make your face bigger and and I'll just eat and talk in the background.
Well, I might as well go eat too. So.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get it. That sounds good. Okay, well then I'm going to go to the end scene here. And I'm
And
going
I
to
mean, if you wanted to, like we're starting at 5:30. I mean, we could probably start at 5.
that works for me. Whatever works for you. Yeah.
Because then that gives us a little more time, especially going through the summer, because I'm going to be getting up at like probably 5 in the morning.
That works for me. 5 works. I'm good. I'm going to throw
But
on.
mind you, when I'm getting up at 5 in the morning, I can also get like we could go online earlier.
Yeah. Whatever works for you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll just adjust that as my schedule changes then.
Sure. So if you're listening, watch in the panel. I'll change it in the panels with what we decide. And that's how you'll know how to find us. I'll put a little background music on here.
Sorry. You said you were putting this on YouTube as well?
Sit under the same name, yeah. BD Grays Matter.
Okay. No, I'll look that up because a friend of mine that we met down in Cancun, he goes, oh, I'd like to listen to that. Or you'd like to at least listen, and I could send them to YouTube, and it's like it's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah.
And I'm just gonna mute this, mute that, and then it's just